Man, they're just piling in right now. We got 15.
Nice warm Tuesday night.
Actually, I cheated. It was 13 plus 2 admins. I'll just give it a little bit. Hopefully everybody could hear me this time. I had a situation last week that one of the presentations that I was using wasn't working. So I was talking for about 10 minutes, and you know how boring it is when I talk, right?
Yeah, some people would actually enjoy that.
All right. Well, let's begin here. So that one little part when we were kneeling down talking to the kids, what were you saying? Just smile and pretend.
I was saying, just look like I'm teaching you something. And then I said, and then I have to get her. I'll have to get her. I get a lot of comments about the no helmet, so I'll have to get you a new video. I was vulnerable spot there. Not no helmet down here. Having no helmet on is a big no. So
yeah,
we'll have to,
it's all right. You just have to get a waiver, right?
No, you can't even get it. Down here in the U.S., can't get waivers. It's helmet or no or nothing.
Ah,
but that's okay.
Well, I'm a rule breaker, so
yeah, get a waiver.
Yeah, I had an idea for an app one time. It was called the Weaver Waiver, and yeah, it was pretty brilliant. I had some great ideas. Well, let's begin. Well,
yeah,
we were obviously we're into the episode 4, and it's been fun. I enjoy it every single time getting spending those few hours of you and I just coming up with new stuff. And when this puck retrieval came up, it was basically because of one of our Instagram posts, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I say this probably every time I get on, is that the research to get into these is always, for me, so much more beneficial than and then we get to like really walk through how we went through that process. But the best part is, kind of being inspired, in my opinion, off of all these CoachThem coaches, like the people that you're showcasing now on social media, and the guys and the girls that are putting this great content out there. It just gives you, in my world of working on the ice every day with kids, is it just keeps giving you not only ideas about what people are doing currently, but reminding yourself that, oh yeah, I did a drill similar to that, and guess what? It's saved. It's not in a binder somewhere, in a storage room. It's right here on CoachThem, and I type it in, I find it, and then kind of I adjust it accordingly. But yeah, it's been really fun to find those drills and then incorporate them to the lesson plans.
No, it's that social media thing. We'll get into that in a little bit, but it's been pretty good so far. So we're going to go into the intro. We're going to go into breaking down the retrieval, and then we're going to steps in plan creation. And then we're going to do a real world application. We'll create a practice plan based on our scenario. And guess what? You can use it right away, right when we share it. And I'm going to send you guys the link. Sorry that the link wasn't working last time, but we'll for sure make sure that that link is provided here. So our scenario, puck retrieval. Now, we don't like to just do drills. We want these kids to understand why we're doing it and how to do it. You can't just, when we're talking about angling not too long ago, it's sometimes these the coaches are yelling angle, and these kids have no idea what to do. So puck retrieval, there's a lot to that. And I don't know, I know we've discussed a lot of this stuff already, but the 4 situations on the ice, and a lot of coaches don't realize the 4 situations on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, well, number one is going back to, the reasons why we keep doing these is because a lot of the fundamental pieces that we try to work with every day with our players are all, a lot of them are the same all the time, right? Where, when you talk about angles and gapping and in this case, puck retrieval or, whatever it might be, a lot of the same skill sets are always involved. And then it's a matter of then saying, okay, what age group am I working with? And then what are the situations that I can teach them that they're going to be in, right? So I think that's why these, and maybe there's more than 4, right? But I think we came up with, a good core situations about where you're going to be when you're retrieving pucks.
Well, yeah, there's really, if you think about it, there's really only 4 situations out there. There's offensively with or without the puck, and defensively with or without the puck. And with each situation, you are expected to be in a different place on the ice, and you're expected to do something a little different. And a lot of coaches want you to be here and there at the same time, and that comes with a lot of practice and a little bit of kind of having a feel for the game. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And one of our partners, the OMHA, they did this. It's called Video Coach, and they did a pretty good article, puck retrieval and evasive skating. So I ended up Googling it, and this was the first graphic that came up, and I thought that was pretty. It was pretty a good situation, and it shows kind of all the options. And for this one player going back there, like, you got to understand that there's so many different options for this guy. Sometimes you have to go east to go west. Sometimes you don't even have to touch the puck to make a move. So there's a lot, and obviously a lot of people don't realize that other guy that's supporting you makes a big difference.
Yeah, and same thing with the other kids, right? I think what happens when we're coaching is we're always coaching the kids that are going to get the puck. Like, we're not talking to the kids that aren't getting the puck, because where are they going to go? What are you going to do? How are you going to read and react or influence, or where are you going to go to help your teammate? And I don't know. I know, and I'm guilty of this as well. We're working on a drill, and the drill is this, and nobody's really talking about all the other moving parts that are out there as part of the drill. So I think, one of the things we'll do today too is just discuss some of the nuances there, and maybe some little catchphrases or the opportunity just to remind our players that, okay, this person is looking for an escape route. They're looking to make a move, but the escape route doesn't help anybody if there's just no support, right? And the other players on the ice don't realize, how they can help the player move the puck wherever they might be moving it, defensively or offensively.
Right. And it looks like you've touched a few. You're a little bit ahead of the game. You touched a few different things on there. So escape routes and moves, there's so many different options to be able to go wheel the net. And some of the players might not even know what that means. You got to explain it to them. Wheel the net, strong side, stop and back, right? There's so many different options there. Obviously, another one, if you are offensively without the puck, obviously a big thing is going to be puck separation, being able to get in between that puck and that guy. So there's a lot that goes really into that. And then teammates for support. I think the biggest thing that if being kind of there is not there at all. And that is one of the things that if a player is kind of there, he's almost there, but that guy that you're supporting doesn't feel comfortable to pass you the puck, it's not going to really work out. So it takes an extra little push to get into position, because being off a foot there and a foot here and a foot there really makes a big difference in supporting roles.
Yeah, I think also when you're in the right supporting position, it gives the player that's making these plays more confidence, because they know they have your support, right? I think what happens sometimes is a lot of players won't make certain plays because there's just nobody there to cover for them, or nobody there that's supporting them, whether it's a defensive filler or somebody that's getting themselves in an offensive position to, get the released puck. All that has to be symbiotic and working with the player. so that they get more confidence, because nobody wants to make a great move and make a great escape and then have nowhere to go and then ultimately lose the puck anyway, right? So I think those support players are really important.
And if you were to ask a lot of players and a lot of parents and a lot of fans, what is the thing that they watch on the ice? The guy with a puck. With me, if I was to go and pay attention to the other 4 guys on the ice and I was able to figure out what their options were, that basically allowed me. I'm a 5'9" defensive defenseman that 8 pucks for a living, so I had to be positionally sound. So that something like that really did help out. So the steps in drill creation is almost the exact same things, steps in plan creation, because there's still a lot of these little things that you have to go and follow in order to create that perfect practice plan. So our goal here is to teach our players puck retrieval options. So the first thing is, I'll let you go, Bonelli.
No, yeah, go ahead. So identifying the need. So we talk about this in plans and drills. What is the need? I mean, when we were researching this, I knew my need. I was like, okay, we want to. This is ringing a bell for me. This is something that we really need to work on in the age group. So it's funny. So I'm working on this with 2 different age groups. I have my 14U boys who puck retrieval options and moving in, getting the puck after it's released in the offensive zone and picking the puck up in a good place in the defensive zone are crucial to the development and trying to generate offense and defense and wins. And I also use this, and I'm teaching it right now with my 8U kids, just a basic fundamental, right? Identifying a need that they don't know that they're supposed to go get the puck and then move it, right? So I'm kind of at 2 ends of the spectrum, and that, the identifying the need is going to be one of the crucial pieces of how you're going to build your plan.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, with everything is understanding your level, age, skill, strength. Obviously, you're not going to be, I think everybody knows that you're not going to be doing a very, very advanced drill if they can barely use your angles, your edges.
Yeah, just one thing on that, Mike. Like, that's going back to the kids I'm working with now, my 14U kids. I'm doing some stuff that, punch stops and turns and, really heavy shoulder checking and things like that. And then understanding the level with my little guys, it's really just about fun. Like, who can get the puck first and get it to your teammate? Like, and how can you do it, like, by naming something, like, or calling out a color or whatever it is, like, you just have to know the group you're working with and then work within that group.
Love that. So breakdown and skill terminology.
Yeah, again, you just said it earlier, right? If I'm saying, oh, you got to get that puck, you got to protect the weak side, or we've got a punch stop, or we have to do. You just have to understand what is a skill we're trying to teach, and then are we using similar terminology with the kids? My little 6-year-olds, they don't know what the hell I'm talking about if I'm talking like this with the same thing that I'm doing my 14Us, right? So I have to really talk about, like, I talk about hawks and mice and and just different things with an 8-year-old, and 14-year-olds I'm talking with, hopefully the same language and terminology that other coaches, that they're going to be associated with and involved with are going to use.
Man, I got to come to your practice.
Oh, we have a lot of fun.
Hawks and mice.
We have a lot of hunters and gatherers and killers, and so we're good. Our kids they leave all pretty excited, I hope.
Well, at the end of the day, the odds of making it to the NHL, especially, they're not even thinking that. They're thinking about how to go, having a smile on their face. And to be honest, even the older guys, it's all about it, just enjoying the game.
Yeah, and I love the skill terminology part of it. Sometimes it's even more important than breaking down the skill to the kids, because sometimes it gets a little dry when you're trying to break down why you're teaching skill. And that's really why when we go over video later, so video is so important for these kids, because they're in a video world. Everything is around them is video. So that breakdown of the skill is helped with video, but the terminology could vary. Your camp at defense first, your terminology could be completely different than my terminology. And if we're not making sure that we as coaches are identifying what that terminology is, and even consistently in your lesson plans, right? If you're putting stuff out in your lesson plans, and every time you describe something that's happening in your drills differently, you're just confusing the kids, you're confusing the coaches, and you're just not sending a good message. So I don't know. I really, the digging in on that terminology is going to be really important.
And what do the kids know when they have no idea? Most of them, they'll be like, yeah, okay.
Oh, I got it. You guys got that? Oh yeah. We got
Oh
it.
yeah.
I don't know what you're doing out there, but you didn't get it.
No.
But that's our
And
fault.
it just,
I'll say that all the time. That's our fault as coaches. If the kids don't
yeah,
get it the first time, that's our fault. We didn't explain
yeah,
it properly.
yeah. And then step 4, assemble the plan. Who cares? Just go and get everything on there. You know what? It's just get everything written down, not written down, but built in CoachThem or whatever you're using, and just get it just down there, and we'll worry about it later, about the details and fine tuning your plan. That is going to be a big thing, and fine tuning the plan means, okay, is the flow of the drill right? Did I enter in a warm-up drill? Did I do a cool down drill? Did I do conditioning? Did I add enough skill development in there? That's where you go and start evaluating. And even with CoachThem, you're able to do a quick drill or a quick note that if you just put in caps and say discuss angling. So something like that is something that your assistant coaches are able to say, okay, that's what we're doing during that time. So it's pretty good.
Right. And I think that, and knowing that all of us, I mean, basically anybody that's on this particular call or listening to this discussion is probably in a position where they know that their plan's going to deviate and their plan's going to change. Yeah. And to know that once you fine tune that plan and have it in place, that, have those little backup games and drills that you could kind of, go back to. And if something's just not working, don't try to beat it down to nothing. Just change it up and figure out a way to, teach it a little differently. But I think, I think the group that's going to be on this type of call in this particular group is going to think about that. That's one of the first things they'll probably think about. So,
yeah. All right. So let's go into the plan creation. So my one question is you don't always have to create a brand new drill. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's lots and thousands and hundreds of thousands of drills out there. And we have over, I think we're getting close to about 530 drills right now. So we're getting up there. But one of the biggest things as of late, social media, we've been taking amazing videos of amazing skill coaches and putting them on our feed. And I think we have close to 22,000. We just had 700 just a few minutes ago. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're going to get that Facebook drill sharing group going again. But I think something like that's what spurred this little webinar, was based on you seeing a drill on Instagram.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You see so many good coaches out there that love to promote. I mean, a lot of it, I get very jealous of these guys because I'm like, how the hell do you have time to take all this video? I don't have any time to take the video, because you're out there. Like I forget, like I'm teaching and I'm like, oh, that would have been a great drill to show. But the individual stuff and a lot of the team stuff, I know, I deal with a guy, Tom Malloy, up there in Alberta, and he's great. Like he just shows the drill and shows the skill and then shows the game. Like if you have the time to do that, and I don't have the time. So that's why I love being able to go to CoachThem's social media account and find all the stuff that, just look through and go, wow, I really thought that that's something I want to teach. And this is even great that there's a video attached to it, because like I said, that's the best way for me to share that.
Mm-hmm. And then sharing with a coach or group right on CoachThem is absolutely huge. And even with that Facebook group that we had, drill sharing group, and just getting it out there and giving coaches ideas and having a conversation, right? Having your opinion might not be the same as my opinion, but guess what? I love that you have your different opinion, because if we were the same, all the same, it'd be a boring place to live in.
Right. So I'm going to call out Coach Pete here. I'm not going to say his last name only because I don't want to embarrass him. But so this is his plan right here, which is great. I mean, it's a really great plan. And I'm like, oh, I love those drills, Coach. Can you share them with me? Well, I'll fax them to you. I go, what the hell am I going to do with that? You can't, I'll take a snapshot of it. So, I started showing him our CoachThem plans, and, I was able to, I actually stole a bunch of his stuff and and redid it. But it's the same thing. The great thing about all of this community, and I think when you look in the CoachThem database and you see all the great coaches that are in there, and I'll get a lot of DMs and stuff on text message, through Instagram. And so you say, wow, I really like that drill you did. Can you share it? And for me, like, I'm not going to have the ability to go in, scan something, fax it, email it, find your email. If you're a part of CoachThem community, the sharing is great because you just type in their email address and you share it off. And I think the same thing with groups. I mean, Mike and I, we share stuff all the time. Like, oh, I really like this drill, and I could share it directly to you, and it makes it easy. And it might be something that neither one of us have ever seen. So I think that sharing piece, and especially organizationally wise, if you get groups of your coaches that are passionate about building drills and games, build a group, and you can build it right and CoachThem, so that you, not only can you share it, but you can edit it and make it your own. I don't know. It just seems too easy to me.
Well, there's two things I want to say. First of all, with CoachThem being able to share it, it's not like you're taking pictures and sharing by email or text message, right? You're able to just share it digitally, and it's completely right there. The second thing is, who has a fax machine?
Apparently a lot of people, because I get somebody the other day like, oh, you got to fax that to me. I go, how am I going to do that? But
oh my God. I even have an app that actually sends it to fax machines. So, oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. And then obviously having an association folder. If you're part of an association, that means your association is invested in your development. And some of our amazing associations like Burlington Eagles, they got hundreds of drills that are in there. So it's a great asset to have, that all the coaches have access to this one association folder. And then our marketplace drills, check it out. Awesome Drills 08. So now looking at our social media, so we have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We just hit, just before I was at 22,600. Now we're at 700. But it's all things that we find online that we go and repurpose, and we make sure that we are crediting all the people that are doing that, and they've actually loved it. I get so many of them per day, and it's just been amazing drill sharing area. But guess what? All those drills are rating CoachThem plus the videos, and then posting 2 times a day. That's what we're doing right now. And then drills with videos on Marketplace, and you could add drills directly to your plans. So a couple things, every single one on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram are at CoachThem. And then if you wanted to use the hashtag Coach This Way and CoachThem Systems, we just did that systems one. So Mitch Jaguar does every Tuesday morning and Thursday morning. He's going to be posting a system. So I know it's funny. One of the comments were just like, oh, the best teams been featured a couple times, and it was the Leafs. And I'm like, so we might have to switch that up. But yeah, so it's really cool to be able to have access to that and see it and kind of get something you thinking of it, and then creating that practice plan.
Yeah, and it's kind of in your head too when you go, if you go through the social media site and you're just like, oh, well, you know what, I haven't reviewed that in a while, and wow, that's a really good one. I'm going to take that and use it. And I think that's kind of one of the inspirations to this little discussion was, my need to start looking at puck retrieval stuff. And we talked about, downstream and upstream and getting the puck off the wall. But now it's like, okay, well, what happens when, why, I'm not a big dump and chase guy, right? But if you're going to have to move the puck, how are you going to get it back? So if you don't have good retrieval skills and that we can teach and have a lot of repetition in, then it's going to be difficult for us to, even play a system, right? Because you can't play the system without the skills needed to supplement that system.
Yeah. And then also in the chat, and we're going to be taking some questions at the end here, but if you wanted to, any topics that you guys have for us to go and pick apart and host for another webinar, just go and post it and we'll take note of that. All right. So getting the sharing now with CoachThem, you're able to share with a coach. So this awesome guy, Mike Weaver, shared all his drills. You could share all your drills you want, or you could share an individual drill we also have a sharing group. So you get a couple of your buddies that are on CoachThem, and you're able to, if you share it to it, everybody gets notification that a new drill has been shared. So it's a pretty good way of being able to share. You're able to share entire folders or individual drills or your whole entire personal. Also, association folder, as mentioned, obviously getting the top coaches in the association to share amongst the association is awesome, because if all of a sudden you have this awesome Mike Bonelli that came into the organization and he was there for 3 years and maybe won, maybe a couple cups, and then all of a sudden he leaves. And what do you have to show for it? Well, you do have his drills that he shared to it. So, which is pretty cool. And then again, adding them directly to the plans. Stop putting all the pressure on you, and allow other people to help you out here. I kind of want to jump to the marketplace now. So we have over 500 drills to use. A lot of them have video. We have top skilled coaches with videos that go and share it. We have key contributors. So right now we have Minnesota Hockey that does the drill of the week. They're all on CoachThem. Mitch Jaguar, we have a blog that we do once a month with him, and his blog's going to be coming up next week. And all those drills and the plan goes right into CoachThem. The NHLCA, if you attend any of the conferences, there's like 130 drills from NHL teams that we redo right on CoachThem. It is so much easier for the coaches that are on CoachThem because some of these coaches are literally, some of them are going on dry erase boards and they're doing the description on there. And they're taking a picture and sending it to me. And I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy. And then also the OMHA, they do their drill of the week. And we're going to be doing a webinar, I think it was going to be next week or the week after, but we're going to be doing a webinar with them, which will be pretty good. It sucks. It's only for OMHA coaches, but yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to work with all these. And Bonelli, at some point, we got to get you on there to do a couple of blogs.
Yeah, I think I can move this back. So one thing real quick to share with group one. I just want to just bring up how I use this right now. So I do a lot of work with the Rangers Rookie League, and here in New York, and we have 8 volunteer coaches, 8 parents that help us. So what I did was develop a group within my CoachThem account, and got them on there, and I can send them our lesson plan every Sunday for our Monday practice. And then in the lesson plan, and the key points is like who's doing what station. And I'll tell you right now, the feedback I've gotten from that, like, because you got to remember the anxiety for a coach to do something new, right, and not know what the drill is going to be. It's a lot if you're not a professional coach or somebody that's not on the ice with kids all the time, that you're coming from work. And so that group feature for anybody that's has a like a rookie league or a learn to play or a station based thing, the group feature part of it is like a lifesaver for me, because sometimes like I'll text, like I don't know who's on text messages or who's on, who can open up attachments. And, up until I was using CoachThem, I was literally saving it, to my hard drive and then turning it to a PDF and then making that PDF. I'd email it and text message it, take a picture of it, like you said. So it really does make it, so much easier when you're working in big groups like that. But I think for those of us that are regular coaches that are on the ice all the time, we don't understand the anxiety level of when you're asked somebody to run a station and they can't even visualize what that thing looks like. And so this really solves that problem. So it's a really great feature, I think.
Okay, so let's get into Bonelli. You're going to take it away here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody was saying that, do you have to be a member of CoachThem? So yes, you do. You have to be a member of CoachThem. It's one thing that, hey, we have some amazing features coming out here, and you need money in order to go and develop these. So I will for sure guarantee to you that it's going to be epic. Some of these new features coming up here. sometimes what coaches do, they will go and create a plan, and then they'll go and share it by PDF. So that's another option too. But it's great though for these coaches to get on there, and Bonelli, you're sharing that lesson plan, but that is just for that one lesson, that one practice. The rest of the time they're going and creating their own drills for the lesson plans too, right? So it works both ways.
Well, and as I'm getting more comfortable with them and they're getting more comfortable with me, these are all hockey guys, and girls. Like they played and they understand the game, right? They're not confident setting up a plan. So now they're able to go in and, just like my 6-year-old does all the time, make a drill on the iPad and do their own drill. Like say, hey, if you go here and go there now, does it look as pretty as yours? No, I mean, it's not, it's a little raw and we got to work with them, but at the end of the day, like the ability to live draw on there and come up with what you want to create, and then you save it and share it. And then I can go back because it's editable and I can say, hey, listen, I like this part, but let's think about this. Like, I'm really conscious about like where you're standing. Like, okay, I want to put the little coach signal because I really want you to be along the boards. I don't want you standing in the middle of the ice. And this, like, little things like this all help us teach. But so I think it's a small, very, very tiny fraction of everything when you ask about getting, having a CoachThem plan and having the ability to share everything and move everything. I mean, the time you save alone is worth the yearly fee. But I just think it's a no-brainer if you're working on the ice more than 3 days a week. But so basically, going back to, the creation series to begin with, and these discussions we have, we were, as Mike and I do often, said, okay, well, what do you want to talk about? Or, what's going on in your team right now? Or what's going on with your group? So we had discussed the fact that, I wanted to work on puck retrieval. And it just so happened to be, I'm on the Instagram site and I was watching Mitch's, I was actually looking at a lot of Mitch's drills, and I was going through all the stuff he's been doing with Mike. And I said, oh, there it is. That's the one I want, the puck retrieval and the shoulder check, because with the 14U kids, especially, that ability to shoulder check and make sure your surroundings and know your escape routes and knowing where you want to go becomes so important. So, I was able to go and Mike built this, right? Mike Victor Kratz here. And actually, one of the showcase drills was the puck retrieval with shoulder check. So it was perfect timing. Yep.
And then you're able to swipe it or press the.
Yeah. And then what Victor did and now this is in, we'll show you in a second. This is in the lesson plan. As any of you guys that are putting, and girls that are putting in, your video into your lesson plans, it's there. Right. But I think this is such a great visual. Even if you sent this out, I use another program called Power Player that, I share all these drills and a lot of comments with the kids. And I think the video piece is huge for me, because that is so impactful for the guys to really see that player really doing those movements and then making those plays. So we saw puck retrieval and we said, okay, well, let's build it off of this. So I think that's kind of how I went about going after building the drills. So one of the things we started, one of the things that's easy for me was, or any of us actually using CoachThem, right, is to go in and I logged into my account and I said, well, I just saw it on Instagram. It's probably right there. I type in puck retrieval, and now the cool thing is now I just got to find it. But as I'm doing the research and as Mike and I are talking, you have the opportunity to see all of these puck retrieval drills. So it's not just the one that I wanted, but now it really gives me an opportunity to build my plan without me having to even draw a drill once, is because the drills are in here. And Mike, maybe you can explain how the marketplace works like that.
Well, for instance, like Bonelli has a lot of friends and he has a lot of groups and he's attended a lot of different sessions. So when he types in puck retrieval, he's going to get it from his personal, his associations, his teams, his groups, and his individual coaches.
Maybe I can show this one real quick, Mike. So like this one, and we'll show Meredith Roth, the angling and puck retrievals. Like, so when you kind of pan over the logo here, this drill was shared to me because I attended the 2020 NHL Coach Association conference that CoachThem, sponsored and built the drills for.
Yeah. So you for some reason you can't see it, but he
Oh,
put his
yeah.
mouse over the logo that Meredith. Can you click on that?
I think I can. There, can you see? It's just there. It is right here. Can you see it now?
No, it's not
Oh, all
showing
right.
it. You might have the wrong.
I'll have to. Well,
Oh,
there's a
there it
drill.
goes. There it goes. Yep,
Yep.
it's in now. Yeah. So this drill was featured with the NHL CA conference. And now you have to, in order to get, you have to appear. You have to go to that conference in order to get access to all those drills. We are doing the drill of the month now for them. So the drill of the month will be shared with our marketplace, but you have to attend. So this year we're doing another 140 drills that you're going to have access if you attend. It's a very, very good event. You learn a lot and you get to mingle with the top coaches out there.
Yeah. So and this was a cool one too, because Mitch Gare did like a private drill sharing that I joined, and it was just him doing the drills. And actually, I know this coach. He's a local guy, Brian Goodwin of Goodwin Hockey, and he put he was sharing his drill. So it doesn't have to be these in-depth crazy drills. It could just be a very simple drill that somebody else shared, and then I just have access to that folder because I joined that group. And if you're a CoachThem member or not, after you can look and see if there's a promotion going on or somebody's promoting something that they're doing as far as drill sharing. Then you join CoachThem and you get this huge database, just in the shared folders alone. So, again, going back to what we were doing here, it's really was the puck retrieval one is the one I was looking for. And you can see that it's basically the same drill that Mike shared on Instagram. Well, it is the same drill that Mike shared on Instagram. And
And then play the video.
yeah, and then
So everybody
that
knows.
same drill is embedded in the drill, and you could see the same shoulder check drill that you can share with your coaches, your players. You can remind yourself what that drill is supposed to look like, and even the little nuances of what this player is doing is obviously going to help you teach the drill. And then one of the things that I love about when coaches build drills is not only the description. Obviously, the coach passes the puck off the wall behind the goal line, the player skates and collects the puck. But you can also put in, depending on the age you're working with, you could put in your key points in here and making sure that you're going to review in that particular drill. Like right now, they like this drill for, in the puck retrieval drill, 10U, 12U, 14U, only because those are, really the skill level of kid that's going to be able to do a lot of these, pick up the puck and move like that. So,
Yeah. Well, I think that video will never be replaced by animation. I think that video, you could visually see his shoulder checks, his little fake. And you know what? With that, you could do a little fake that goes behind the net next. You could do different options off of that. So it doesn't have to be just that. You're able to build off of it. Another really cool thing about this, sure, that search part is really, really cool, but being able to if you click on right next to the filter, there's a little button there. It turns it into a picture frame. So one of the cool things now, if you're in Marketplace, you're able to see.
Yeah, I'm going to go down. I'm just going to do warm up real quick because that's one of the first drills we're going to have to find anyway, right? So, so if I'm building my drill, but to Mike's point, you get to actually see the drills before you click on them, what they're going to look like without all the descriptions. So I think I love that addition because it's really just you're looking through and you're like, oh, I got to find small area game. The video for the visual features there, and you can just look real quick and say, oh, that looks like one I like. And now I can look at it and I can figure out, well, is this the one I want? Yes, it is. And then I could go for it.
No, it's pretty. So obviously, Bonelli right here, you're trying to go and see the drills that might work with your practice plan. And then now you've got a few drills kind of in your mind, right? Now you're going to jump to the plans page, correct?
Yeah. So I can go to my plans now. And as you know, if you've used the program before, you go in, you have your plan. I'm going to build. So I'm not going to, I tend not to go and build the plan in order. Sometimes I go and find the drills that I want first, and then I kind of reverse engineer it. So in this case, I already know that puck retrieval is a focus that I want. And I basically, because I've looked at a bunch of the drills, I know that one of the puck retrieval pieces I want to work on the one I just showed you, right? The one we just saw, the puck retrieval with shoulder check. So I'm going to make sure that gets in there, and we know it's in there because I can confirm it. I want to make sure that I'm thinking about, what other puck retrievals that do I need to work with my kids on. So one of them might be, breakout puck retrieval. So I could go and go, oh, yep, that's the one I really liked, and I can remember it, put it in here. And then the other one that I think that I'm thinking about. Now, again, I'm usually even jotting these down like on just a scrap piece of paper as I'm going through to remind myself. But we talked about here the Meredith Roth angling drills. I want to make sure I have a couple of stations of that. So I'm going to put that in there. And then one of the more important ones that I've been teaching the kids is offensive zone retrievals, and making sure that we're thinking about the offensive side as well. And then what are some of the things we can do as far as escapes and moving the puck out. So we're going to add this. And then you can see that, again, there's a video attached to it, right? So we can teach, we can show this drill as it's happening. So it's really a nice, I think it's a great addition to building the plan, is to having all those pieces in there. So with this, again, the way I'm thinking about building my plan, I got all my puck retrieval kind of programs, the ideas that I want, and then I don't need to adjust these right now. I'm pretty happy with the way they're laying out. I can go in and find, I don't need puck retrieval anymore. Now I want warm up. I can do it both ways, right? I can go in the marketplace and find the warm up drills. I can type in warm up drills, and then all these different levels. I mean, you can see the warm up drills. They're going to cut there's tons in here. So you can find really what you want and really figure out, here's a little mid-ice warm-up drill, depending, let's just say we're going to do a relay race. Again, because I don't do my drills usually sequentially, I can take this now, I can move it to the top because I want it up here. And then maybe at the end of it, knowing that my practice here, you can see it's laying it out here for what I have for timing, right? And as far as how long my practice is going to be. And then I just have to put in maybe how I'm going to end it, small area game, or if I'm going to do, some kind of a scrimmage or some type of competition at the end.
Well, that's the best way to do it, is just to put all the drills that you think kind of are part of the same theme. Obviously having a warm-up drill and a cool down drill or a little scrimmage. Obviously you're big into these scrimmages.
Yeah.
And obviously at the end of the day, having these drills, when you go and save the drills, you kind of put approximately how long it's going to take, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And it calculates it up to the right of the plan title on there.
Yeah, you can see it right here. Right now I'm at 60 minutes. That's probably my program. I know when I work with my coaches, I always try to tell them, your practice really should be like 56 minutes, and give yourselves time for setup and cleanup. There's nothing that will get you on the side of a rink operator and Zamboni driver more than when your time's up and you're stepping off the ice, not cleaning up. If you're stepping off the ice and your session's over, trust me, you'll get those little minutes back always, and you always get better ice cuts, guarantee it. So just think about, that's just a little tip on setting your practices up. Don't set it for 60 minutes because it's really not 60 minutes. It's, you got to be off the ice right on time. So whatever your session is, but that's what I like about this too. You put in the times in here, maybe it's 8-minute warm up, 5-minute warm up. Maybe it's a game for 12 minutes, but it helps you calculate that instantly and really gives you the opportunity to kind of plan and phase in what you want. And sometimes you'll see like, oh, that drill, I really like it. What they're doing here, the retrieval is going really well. And I'll just eliminate 10 minutes out because I'm eliminating one of the stations or one of the drills out of there.
And I would adjust it too. Like, sure, you have that 10 minutes in there of one of the drills, but if it's a drill that you think that they need a little bit more time, well, you're able to adjust it right on the practice plan. It's not gonna adjust it on the drill itself. It's only on the practice plan. So another thing I mentioned before, the quick notes, by putting it in capitals, you throw in discuss, and then throw in discuss puck retrievals, and then let's spend maybe 5 minutes on this and put it before the first drill, because I'm telling you, going and explaining it at the beginning really makes it a lot easier later on. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then and just one comment on that too. You know, you don't have to it doesn't give you an automatic time for that. So it's not really taking away, but you might want to put in, you know, just give yourself a little window there, you know, and just make sure it's in the plan. That's all. But again, it doesn't have to be. It could just be a discussion. You could add it into the, you know, if you know the discussion is going to be part of the puck retrieval with shoulder check drill, maybe that's a 10-minute drill, but you know it's really only 8 minutes of time. Just a little thing, just to keep yourself honest when you look at so, you know, what I tend to do when I have my hour, I actually it's it's probably a little crazy, but I write down the time, the sequence on the ice with my marker, so I can remember what time I want to be in my next when I try to get through something, so I don't run out of time to teach.
No, for sure. And then if you let's come up with a plan title. So let's go creation series, and we'll do colon, and we'll do puck retrieval. Puck retrieval plan.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, and then let's go down to the bottom, and we got to add our tags. So we don't really need to. Let's add the ages. There's no puck retrieval. We don't have that. Let's see. Maybe we'll say a skills practice would be, because I think that's a big skill, right? To teach.
For sure.
Yeah. Maybe. That's good. You can come up with whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I like this feature here, right? I'm always saving it because I'm always afraid that someone's going to shut down on me. But
remember right on the left there, there was draft 21. Remember, if your internet goes down, there's those drafts there that.
Got it.
Yeah. The best is we got it saved now, and now let's go and share it to the creation series.
So I can come here. I'm sharing it to a group, correct?
Right at the top, add group.
Oh.
Yeah. What do we call it?
Yeah, no, it's in here.
CoachThem creation series.
Got it.
Yeah.
This is the wrong one, though. Got to.
We had
this one here.
There it is, webinar creation series. So just share it. And the best is it goes right there. Now, sorry, I'll get to all your questions in a second here. Sorry about that link. I got a new link here for users. So go and click this, and then you will have access.
Yep. I'm going to stop sharing, Mike, for you.
Okay, let's see here. Copy link. All right, here's the link. Go and use this link, and obviously just let me know if it's working. But you'll automatically get entered into the creation series. Remember, that's going to be in plans. It's not going to be in drills. So it's going to be in plans.
I like these questions. There's a lot of questions I want to ask too about this. Okay. So I'm going to hang up on you, Mike.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So let's see. I want to see a few NHLCA in the group. You have to have been attending there. So in order to get access to it, I know somebody further down said they couldn't go. If you had access to the online site, it would have a link. I'm not legally allowed to give it to you guys, so you have to log into the previous one. It's message us on on when you're logged into CoachThem, the little blue dot, and we'll get back to you on that. We'll figure out that, but you have to log into the last web conference that it was at. If I only have my individual, do I have the ability to share with? Yeah, you have the ability to share. You would just export it as a PDF and share by email.
Yeah, I think that was the question, right? Because that's what I'm doing too. Like if I have a coach that wants, I can share the drill after I download it. But the whole, like I always tell my coaches, listen, I'll get you the damn thing. Get on CoachThem, share it, and then edit it, and we can work together here live. And I think that's the only way to do it.
Well, the one thing I look at it, everybody tries to go and be a little cheap, I guess you could say, right? They go and try and take pictures on their phone. They take screenshots, and they go and do Microsoft Word documents and export it as a PDF. But I'm going to tell you though, you guys go and spend $120 on pucks. Those are rubber things. And in order for those pucks to be efficient on the ice, you have to have some sort of a plan. And I'm telling you, if you guys just give into it and just sign up for an account and check it out and really get in the habit of going there to go and create your practice plan, it makes things easier. We have 500 drills. You don't have to search online. Okay. So Mark, I want you to go, and you're saying that you're having issues with the description, that it cuts it off. Are you able to go and just log on through CoachThem, that little blue dot, just go and if you're able to take that PDF that you're seeing, that the cutoffs, if you're able to share that PDF there or take some screenshots to show me what's going on, we'll get to that tomorrow morning. All right. Let's see here. New feature request, add running clock, drill start on each drill so you can stay on track. That's already a request that we are looking into.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. That's perfect, especially when it helps us all like stay. You're just like, okay, well, where am I going to be here on this time? And I think that little help, and really not even for me, because I take my plans, I print them and I post them like they're up on the glass. Yeah. So when I'm doing a drill, my assistant coaches can come over and know what the timing is. And that's really important too, right? It's just a reminder. Not everybody, because most people don't want to take their phones out on the ice. And I laugh. People see me with my phone out. They're like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, so, I always print out the plan and put it on the glass, and the kids can see it too, obviously.
Well, I have all my assistant coaches using their phone on the ice. I just make sure all the parents know that they're not doing a Facebook status update, but it's so good for them to just pull it out and they're able to see I'm saving a few trees.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So the reason why we don't do tags, I've been on all the other sites. They allow you to go and create tags. And if Bonelli had a tag that was 1v1 with spaces, and I had 1v1 with no spaces or whatever, it's the same thing. And I'm telling you, it will go and make things just a nightmare, because I have a bigger vision of CoachThem. So things, some big stuff are coming on top of the 16 new features. Oh my God. I was testing them out this morning. Oh, I would love to release them right now, but we are looking into a unique tag of some sort, but that is something that for sure we have that on our radar. So don't worry about that. Brian suggested running clock. Okay, perfect. Yes, we got that. Brian, is that a thumbs up for that link? It worked.
No, I think it's the drills, the running clock.
Oh, he said yes. It said yes. Okay.
Good. Both.
Okay. How to draw out a 5 sequence drill without looking too messy on the page. Too messy on the page, a 5 drill sequence. Okay. So that is another feature that I have. I'm pretty brilliant, right, Bonelli? I got a lot of ideas in this little noggin, but
They're stuck.
I
They're
do
stuck
have
in
an
there.
idea
They're
for
stuck in
that.
there.
I do have a lot of idea for that, but for your situation, Jonathan, the 5 sequence drill. So it right now it sucks that we have to do it this way, but you just do the save as button. So it's right beside the save. So you just do save as. It will go and create a duplicate, and you could just say step 2 or sequence 2, and then they'll do that and move the stuff around, and then do sequence 3 all the way to 5. And it sucks.
Right, but I
Having a
don't know.
5.
But he might. But he also. But it might also. You might also be meaning like if you're doing it all in one color. Like so, if you're doing a 5 sequence drill, you could do it in multiple colors. You could just do black, red, green. And just
Yeah.
if it's looking like it's too much stuff on the page, I think I color code too. But that's what I tend to do because again, when I'm doing my drill, I'm not worried about how messy it looks because I kind of know what I'm trying to teach. But but if I'm using that lesson plan to give out, I agree with Mike, do the drill, save as, sequence 2, save as. And then when you print it out, or you show it, it's just bang, 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 bang. And it grows as you go.
Yeah. And I have an idea for fixing that in a little bit, but also Bonelli had a good point with the sequence of the drill. You might be able to combine a couple sequences into one full ice drill. So
right.
You might go and if it's an in zone or half ice drill, you might be able to do part 1 on one side and then do part 2 on the other side. And then that means you would only have 2 different rinks. And
well, Mike,
remember,
and the cool thing too is because you can take right what Mike's saying too on that. You don't have to redraw it. You can highlight the whole thing now, save it, and then bring it, and then flip it, and then just adjust it. Then, so that's a really cool thing to work on it if you have a chance to just play around with it.
Yeah, and for the ones that and Benelli made a good idea though with sequences too. When we do the drills, we're able for tighter areas using different colors are always good as well. That's a good option to kind of get around that as well. So there's but I do have that on my list of things to do. I just wanted to show for everybody that's on this call that hasn't seen this blog would be go to this one. This is our live webinar that has all the 2.0 features coming out. So, well, those are the 2.0 features. So those are the ones that were already done. So you could make sure that you guys know what the latest and greatest is. But I'm going to tell you these 16 features coming out in the next 2 months are pretty epic. So it's mainly for organization, I would say. It's going to help you guys create amazing, clean, crisp drills. Does anybody else have any questions?
I think you're good.
Oh, look at this. Mark said he sets timers on his phone to correspond with the drills and times. That's great. Any plans to expand the marketplace in Lacrosse? I use the platform for both. If you're looking for help with the Lacrosse aspect, let Jay get in touch with us. I would love that. I'm glad
I do all my plans. I do every one of my Lacrosse plans for all the teams of my organization. I make I say, listen, you give me your drills, I'll draw them in. You're absolutely right. The Lacrosse stuff is unbelievable.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
that's well,
and the other floor is coming in.
Yes, we do have a gym floor coming in for hockey, which the gym floor would be another surface that will allow people to do floor hockey. So that's we've gotten a lot of people interested in that. So
yeah, it's great.
Off ice training would be a cool addition. Okay, I like that, Mark.
So Mark, that's how I use it. Like we have the floor when the gym floor goes in, you'll be able to, all the same things exist, right? You'll be able to put in the cones and the borders and the sticks and the jumping, and you could really create your whole off ice dynamic warm up environment right there for the kids to see. It really just is just another nice cool feature to add into your lesson plan, because it's not always on the ice. We do so much stuff off the ice. It's a good way to just remind the kids, give them a good visual.
So off ice training. So Mark, were you thinking of like a grass or kind of a blank template,
or a skinny hallway in the rink? A skinny extra hallway.
Yeah.
That they all have to use. And then John had the question above. I saw that about the conference about I don't think you can answer it, but I don't know if it's if you're able to buy go back in and purchase the conference and then get access to it. I'm not sure about that.
How about this? I don't think they'll say no to that, going back and paying for the conference. But you do have access to all the all the videos, I think, for that.
Yeah, the videos are great. The presentations are great, and I think the drills that go along with them is worth dropping that fee for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, like, one thing I'm admired about Bonelli, he's always interested in evolving his education. So he's always interested in any of that. So.
Yeah, thanks. It's good. It's you have to. If you're not evolving, you're dying, right? And I think it's and your friend Dave Starman, who's on a lot of the CoachThem pieces too. He's a big proponent that, when we all know this, I think we just know it inherently that you can't develop players, right, unless you develop coaches. And one of the ways you develop coaches is to have great plans and share good plans and find good drills and explore new ways to teach. And that's why it's great to have this platform and to be able to get on there and figure it out.
Yeah. So John, go and message us right on Intercom. So on our platform there, the little blue dot. We'll get to that tomorrow. Yep. So I'll try and fix that for you, or at least get you into the right hands. But I'm telling you, the NHLCA we're obviously going to be at the Montreal one. They have an in-person one, which is really cool, just before the draft, the day before the draft, which is pretty cool. And then they also have their online one also. So, okay. When I grab a bunch and use a copy and paste feature, is there a way to regroup after exploding? Sometimes I still want to move or resize, but it's too late and it's in pieces. What do you mean after exploding?
After it expands it, I think.
Expanding?
I think I do that all the time too. It's a matter of like if you don't click on it correctly, I always unclick and then I move everything all over the place. But I think it's just a matter of coordinating.
So what I would suggest is you got to remember, it's because I know when you paste it, it goes over the same area that it's at, right? So like if you have your items and you copy all these and then you move it, when you paste it, it just kind of puts it right here. It's almost right on top. You have to make sure that you're dragging one of them that is selected, and if not, the undo button. So you could do I'm on a Mac, so Command Z, or you could use, it's underneath the ABC tool, I think it is. So
I do that all the time, Adam, too. I mean, all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, I blew up the whole drill. But you're right, it's just undo it and then redo it again.
Yep. So okay, perfect. Amazing, guys. Well, hey, it's an hour and 3. Where does the time fly, eh, Bonelli?
No, I know. Jeez.
Oh my God. You always love talking to me all night, huh?
But it's just, my wife will appreciate it. No, but I think it's great. I think, like I said, I think this is really, to me, like I said, anytime I get on these calls, whether I'm on the call or listening to the call, I hope it's the same thing for any of the folks the coaches that are on here. I like right now, I'm eager on Thursday night's practice. I'm throwing in these and using them. So it's all good.
Hey, really quick before you guys leave, are you guys able to suggest any topics? If you have any topics, go and suggest them either on Intercom, or if you had a few seconds, I'm going to write down some of these questions and make sure I got them. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, Mike.
All right.